Let's talk about the third Alien prequel. Welcome back, guys, it's the Raw Geek here. Yes, we've talked about the Alien movies quite a bit this year. It is, of course, the 40th anniversary of when Alien was released back in 1979. The original Alien movie from the Grandmaster himself, Ridley Scott. And it's one of my favourite franchises. It's an amazing franchise, one of the best franchises ever. Of course, Disney now have Fox, and there's always been a bit of sort of confusion as to what might happen with the franchise. Ridley Scott did recently say that they were looking to maybe sort of see how it could evolve. And that kind of makes me a little bit concerned. You know, if it's Disney and they're trying to evolve it, does that mean we're going to get something a bit silly? I don't know. There's still, of course, the chance that some of the well-known Fox type of IP could still be under their name, so therefore it could still be sort of R-rated, that kind of thing. And that's kind of what we're hoping for with, like, the Deadpool movies, for example. But what I wanted to bring to you today is the fact that we've talked about the third and abandoned prequel that Ridley Scott was working on, but it seems like maybe it hasn't been abandoned because apparently he is working on it. So we had, of course, Prometheus, and I thought it was a pretty decent movie. I liked seeing the space jockey guys, and you know, it was pretty cool. I mean, it did seem a lot smaller than the space jockey we saw in the first Alien, but that was kind of like another exosuit thing that they were wearing, so it was kind of explained. And then, of course, after Prometheus, we had Alien Covenant. Now, in my opinion, that wasn't the best movie. Like, it wasn't horrendous, and if Alien hadn't been made already, it would be a pretty good sci-fi movie. But because it had, and because it seemed just like basically a complete rip-off and carbon copy of the original Alien movie, it wasn't great. And it also wasn't a good prequel, in my opinion, because it sort of jumped straight to xenomorphs. Well, I mean, that needs to happen, but it just seemed a bit... It didn't seem to have the same feel as Prometheus did. And then the third prequel was going to be called Alien Awakening, but that was the thing that sort of fell away with all this other stuff going on, and it didn't seem like it was going to happen anymore. And we, of course, had the sequel, the fifth Alien movie, from Neil Blomkamp, which was being worked on with him and James Cameron, or was supposed to be, and that kind of fell away as well, and no one knew what was going on. But that might also be going ahead, just so you remember, because I showed you, if you saw it, the tweet where Neil Blomkamp hinted at working on a horror movie just days after James Cameron said he was going to give a call to Neil and talk about the Alien script for the next Alien movie. And that movie would sort of pretend that Alien 3 and all the rest didn't happen. It'll be a direct sequel to Aliens. But anyway, getting back to the prequel, like I say, there was just lots of things. People didn't really think it was happening anymore, but Ridley Scott has come out and said it is, so let's take a look at what was said. So on this particular website, this was actually a few days ago, report, Ridley Scott developing a new Alien prequel. According to a report from Variety, Scott is set to direct a still untitled Alien prequel, which could well be Alien Awakening, but they might be doing something different, you don't know. That is currently in development. The report, which recognises the 40th anniversary of the original Alien, says the film is currently in the script phase. So, I mean, still might not happen, you know. While Scott kicked off the franchise with the classic Alien in 1979, he stepped away from the franchise several decades. He returned to the franchise 2 prequels, which I mentioned earlier, and they didn't do great. In an interview with Hollywood Reporter, Scott said he wanted to push the franchise in new directions with its future incarnations. Once you've seen it twice, 3 times, it's no longer frightening, Scott said. So we're looking where we're going to evolve. And that's what I was talking about before. So are they going to just make them ridiculous monsters and they're going to have all this other stuff going on? Could be a mistake, in my opinion. I don't know. And as I was talking about earlier with the Fox issue, it said here, however, Disney has said it will keep the Fox brand alive as a subsidiary for adult-orientated fare. So, you know, Deadpool, Alien R-rated. So that would be great if that's what they do. And on this website, this was posted today, Ridley Scott is working on another Alien movie. Yay? And I get what he means. You know, I love Alien. I really do love it. But Alien Covenant wasn't great. And it has been a bit of a mess because of that. So, yeah, I'm not sure how they could do it without it being just too weird. Something unrecognisable. I don't know. I don't really know how they could ever really capture the feeling that Alien gave you and the feeling that Aliens gave you. Both very different movies, but you know, the same creature. They were just fantastic. I don't know how they could ever do that again, but I'd love to see them try again. But last we heard, the movie was called Alien Awakening, and at the end of 2018 some details of John Logan's script surfaced online. So Logan's script would have seen the return of Prometheus' engineers, I call them space jockeys, but engineers, with that species of survivors coming after the genocidal David. Okay, so David of course went back to where all the engineers were and wiped them out with their own biological weapon. He of course was annoyed that they kind of created humanity on a whim and then just sort of left us to our own devices, and it was all just a terrible experiment. And as most things that are created, we at first revere our makers and then eventually we turn on them, and that's exactly what David did. He revered his first maker, Wayland, and turned on him, and then, well, sort of turned on him, and then he found out actually the engineers made all of humans, so then he turned on them, and yeah, so that was what happened there. And so of course some apparently survived, and they thought, we're going to go and take on David, who's taken all these people out. At the end of Alien Covenant, David had some more samples, to create some more xenomorphs. So what would it be? David and his band of xenomorphs taking on space jockeys or engineers? I guess it could kind of work, but saying it out loud sounds cheesy, doesn't it? And what does this website say? It's probably going to say exactly the same things. Ridley Scott is writing and directing a third Alien prequel. So let's look at what Ridley Scott had to say in one of his interviews. You get to the point when you say, okay, it's dead in the water. I think Alien vs Predator was a daft idea. I'm not sure it did very well or not, I don't know. But it somehow brought down the beasts. And I said to them, listen, you can resurrect this. We have to go back to scratch and go to a prequel if you like. So we go to Prometheus, which was not bad actually, and I agree. But you know, there's no alien in it, except the baby at the end showed itself, possibility. I mean, it had the silhouette of an alien, right? Yeah, there was no alien in it, but I liked the whole setup and story of that movie. I mean, it had the alien is uniquely attached to Mother Nature. It simply comes off a wood beetle, and that will lay eggs inside some unsuspecting insect. Yeah, and in so doing, the form of the egg will become the host for this new creature. That's hideous. But that was what it was, and you can't keep repeating that because the joke gets boring. Go on, leave that behind and see where it can evolve. I know what he means, but yeah, at the same time it is a fantastic creature, and I like the fact they usually have like an android or, you know, the sinister Weyland-Yutani Corporation in the background, and that kind of stuff's happening, so it's not always just about a creature. But anyway, they're all just saying the same sorts of things now. You know, the short of it is, we may well still get this third prequel from Ridley Scott himself. So what do you think, guys? Do you think this is good news? Are you indifferent? Do you think it's bad news? What did you think of Prometheus and Alien Covenant? Like I say, I think Prometheus was very good. Alien Covenant was very average to poor, maybe. I think it was an okay movie, but it was an average to poor Alien movie, if that makes sense. Not that some of the sequels were any better, you know, like Alien Resurrection. It's just terrible. But still a fun movie to watch, do you know what I mean? But I don't think they're going to come close to original Alien and Cameron's Aliens, personally. But maybe they will. What do you think? Let me know down below. So guys, if you like that, please click like, make sure you subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you on the next video. And until then, remember, I'll do the fingering. Okay, bye. Guys, if you're still here, you're awesome! But as you are still here, why not check out some of my other videos? Oh, and if you haven't already, please click subscribe. Laters, haters.